Hi, how you doing? And welcome back to the video on the channel. What we have today is a review video of Game Week 10, and then we're going to preview my team and hopefully help you guys out when we look towards Game Week 11 as well. So if you're new to the channel, any likes and subscribes, greatly appreciated, and let's get into it. So looking back onto Game Week 10, so much better than Game Week 9. I think the game week 8, I finished in the top few hundred thousand. Game week 9, I finished 9.7 million for the week, which was obviously not good. And a huge reason for that was me not owning Haaland at all and him scoring, I think, 40 odd points with the captaincy. So I got Haaland in, and this is the team that we had for this game week here. And we had some big hitters in that really scored well. I made a lot of correct choices in terms of who to bench, who to play. I obviously captained Haaland, and whilst he wasn't the highest scoring person, really, captaincy at the moment is just about not falling further behind. So I don't mind that really, because if I'd have captained Saka or Cancelo and they hadn't have scored, I would have lost rank based on that. So my game week rank overall is 364,000, which is obviously incredible. And I've gone up 1.1 million places as well, or just over a million places, which, all I need to do is establish that consistency. But I do feel like the whole reason I was inconsistent was because I didn't own Haaland. So when Haaland didn't, score that well, which was very rarely, I would have an increase. And then when he did score really well, I would have a huge decrease. So now he's in the team. I do really like the look of the rest of my team. There's one or two changes that we could potentially make that we're going to talk about, but as a whole, I like where this team's going. Looking at the fixtures for this game week, and there's some good fixtures out there in terms of captaincy. I think if you wanted to captain, Man City players, Haaland, I think that is the obvious one to go for, as always. But Arsenal are playing Leeds, who aren't in good form as well. So I think if you did want a differential captain, looking at Arsenal or maybe even Spurs for Kane or Son, I think they're good options as well. But if you wanted to play it safe, obviously Man City are a great option and the obvious choice for Haaland. And I wouldn't be too worried about them playing Liverpool as well. Not only Liverpool having not great form at the moment, they've also got a couple of injuries to Trent and Diaz that are probably going to hamper their preparations as well and only make them even weaker. So moving on to this game week, and we start in goal with Henderson with Wolves away. A good fixture, I think, really. Wolves aren't scoring very much. Forest just fresh off of only conceding one to Villa. So I do think that the potential for a clean sheet here is good. We'll see how who Wolves gets in as manager and whether they have that new manager bounce. But sometimes it is harder for these lower Premier League teams to turn things around straight away. Now on to the defence, and I know Fofana is injured right now. He's in here at the moment. He'll obviously be on the bench for when we play. But I have one free transfer, and I am thinking of rolling this transfer into game week 12 just to allow a bit more flexibility to maybe take out someone like Ben White, who would be having a blank there, or take out Fofana because he's unlikely to play until the World Cup has finished. Trippier away at Man United, I don't really like that fixture too much. I'm not anticipating a clean sheet from Newcastle there. And the defence with Cancelo as well, maybe they're not going to get a clean sheet against Liverpool either. So defence isn't looking great at the moment, but I'm reluctant to take a points hit just for this game week. I'd rather ride it out. The midfield looks like this. We've got Saka away at Leeds, good fixture. Same with Bowen and Son. Whilst they're all, hit or miss at the moment, Bowen's managing to find some form, and Saka has been performing consistently throughout the season. He's just been outshone because Martinelli is cheaper. Son, I do think that he could score against Everton at home, and I'm happy with the midfield. It looks a lot more solid than the defence. And onto the strike force. Obviously, we've got Haaland away at Liverpool, and he is the captain for this game week. Mitrovic, he's still carrying that knock. Hopefully, he'll be back in time to play Bournemouth at home. And really, at the moment, my team and the game week is really hinging on Mitrovic playing, to be honest, because if Fafana's out, Mitrovic doesn't play as well, then that's not great. If Mitrovic does play, that could be a huge swing in points. And Ivan Toney has Brighton at home as well. He's managed to get a return against Newcastle, even though they lost 5-1. So he is always likely to return. If Brentford score, Tony will be involved. Now, rounding out the bench, we've got Andreas home to Bournemouth. I do think that Andreas will come in anyway because Fofana's not going to be playing, which means the next bench player is Jack Harrison to Arsenal at home. Now, with this, Harrison, he hasn't performed. I don't think he's got an attacking return since um, I got him in. Really, I think he had 3 assists his first 3 games, and then since then he's done nothing. At 6 million, he is someone that could come out, and it would give me that extra protection if Mitrovic doesn't play. Um, I have zero point 0.8 million in the bank as well, so I can't get any of the sort of the 7 million brackets. But if you know anyone that is sort of around that 6.8 below price range that I could get in for Jack Harrison, just let me know. There's also the double up option for Nottingham Forest if I've really felt that Wolves were unlikely to score, that I could get in as well, or have him as backup further up the bench. So yeah, let me know what you think about this game week. What do you think about my team? Any questions? Other than that, that was a pretty good game week. Really happy. Now hoping to establish some consistency moving forward. Now we've got Haaland in as well and have a good run at the World Cup. And I do also have my wild card that I still need to play. Well, I don't dislike my team too much at the moment. So yeah, thank you very much for listening. Like and subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in the next one.